To the far east of India, right on the border of Bangladesh, is the former capital of the British East India, Kolkata. After a month of traveling central India, Kolkata felt like a completely different country. Regal architecture, bright yellow cabs, an antique tram line, and tree-lined avenues with hazy skies made me feel like I was on the set of an old film. But despite its British influence, there were still hectic, colorful markets that reminded me of the India that I love. I had 2 days to spontaneously wander the metropolis, and here's how it went.
Good afternoon, welcome to Kolkata, India. I've just kind of made my way all the way to the east side of India from Delhi, just doing like a little bit of an overland trip. So this is like my last stop here before heading to Bangladesh. And Kolkata was once the capital of the British East India Trading Company, and so there's a bunch of old kind of British style architecture. And it's a pretty big city of about 4.5 million people and some cool markets. It's right along a river here, so I only have about a day and a half to kind of explore the city, so there's just a couple things I want to show you here. But we're going to start off in the New Market, which is kind of in the heart of this kind of busy, chaotic downtown here. And it's this big red warehouse-shaped building. There's a lot of like market stalls, a lot of crazy stuff going on in the streets. So yeah, let's start here. Alright, we're going to start by heading into some of like the little back alleys of this little market, so let's go check it out. That was an interesting first part of the market. It was just kind of like this dark warehouse, and there was like a bunch of vegetable stands, but it was actually pretty quiet. Maybe it was like a siesta or it's like Friday prayer time. And now we're back on the main street here. We're gonna check out more of the market. Just come out of the Kolkata New Market, and all throughout there's just like a bunch of different fabric stores. There's some jewelry. There was like a bunch of like little candy and little trinket shops, but it had this like just very local feel. Like barely seen any tourists here. And then we've come out back to the main street, and there's just a bunch of shops all along here. And what's interesting about Kolkata is that, you know, it's a little bit hectic and a little bit crazy, but it just seems a little bit more cleaner and sanitized and organized than most places. You don't have like all the tuk-tuks. You have these old, like kind of classy yellow cabs everywhere on the streets. It just has kind of like a cool, unique look to it. And yeah, it's pretty hectic, pretty crazy out here, but just seems a little bit more organized than some of the rest of parts of India. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of walk through this old part of town still and just enjoy some of the markets and enjoy some of the energy here in Kolkata. So we've just left some of the crazy older streets of Kolkata, kind of in the center of the town there. And right next to the crazy center, there's this massive park called Millennium Park, which is this huge park. It's right along the river, but it's one of the biggest parks here in West Bengal. It's a couple square miles, and there's a bunch of sports fields, there's a cricket ground, there's some statues, there's a lot of just like open green area. And then way on the other side of the park, there's the Victoria Memorial Building. So we're kind of heading through Maiden Park to that main memorial garden, which has some nice colonial architecture. So we've just walked about a mile through that big open Maiden Park that's right along the river, and you can see a little bit of the Kolkata skyline off in the distance. And we've made it to the Victoria Memorial Garden, and right in the center of the Victoria Memorial Garden is the Victoria Memorial Building, which is the largest marble stone built for a monarch in the world, and it was built to honor Queen Victoria when this was the capital of the British Empire, and it was completed in about the 1920s. But when India got its independence from Great Britain in about 1947, this has actually since become a bit of a museum to the independence of India. So it's only about 20 rupees, which is about like 25 cents, to just walk around the outside of the gardens here, and you have these nice beautiful trees, nice lush vegetation, and it's actually just starting to sprinkle a little bit, so we just have this nice even hazy light as we're walking around the gardens getting views of the building here. And it's about 500 rupees to enter into the museum, so I'm not going to bother doing that, but if you want to, that's about $6 or $7 to enter the museum to see some of the history of the Indian independence. So let's just walk around. There's some statues, there's some beautiful trees, there's some ponds throughout this Victoria Memorial Garden, so let's go check it out. That was pretty much the Victoria Memorial Garden. Beautiful, just open space, and the architecture is just so beautiful. It's this massive marble building, beautiful dome, nice statue on top, and just, yeah, really relaxing park here. Like, it doesn't feel like India, and it has a very British history, this building. We're heading west here, and there's St. Paul's Anglican Church here, and we only have about like half an hour before it gets dark, so we'll just show you this church, a couple of the other buildings here, and yeah, so let's go check it out. Just across the street from the Victoria Memorial Garden is the St. Paul's Anglican Cathedral, which was built in the late 1800s. It's this beautiful white church with these amazing spires, and it's weird to be here in India and seeing such like a big prominent church, because we've been seeing so many Hindu temples and mosques and stuff throughout. So yeah, but very beautiful, elegant building. You could actually see the steeple of it from the Victoria Memorial Garden, and it's just this beautiful tower that has like a clock tower with these awesome spires. It's just 10 rupees to enter as a visitor, so let's head in and see what the church looks like on the inside. That was the St. Paul's Anglican Cathedral. There is like beautiful stained glass, but it was kind of dark this afternoon, so you weren't getting like that nice of light coming through the stained glass in the front. And then the ceilings were it was just kind of a very basic just ceiling, and then they had all these fans kind of coming down. It wasn't the most elegant or beautiful of churches, but again, from the outside, a very elegant looking cathedral. So anyways, that's about it for the first afternoon here in Kolkata. I have another full day tomorrow where I'm looking forward to just checking out some more of the streets. There's like an old tram, one of the only tram systems that runs through India, that kind of takes you through town. And then, yeah, I want to check out a little bit of the river and some of the other old, interesting architecture here in Kolkata. So, yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It's my second day here in Kolkata, and I'm staying kind of like in this like downtown central area, and it's right near Park Street, which is one of the main thoroughfares that kind of cuts through the city here, and it has a lot of nice hotels, restaurants, cafes. There's tons of like really nice coffee shops, and it just has this like quiet feel. There's a lot of trees, a lot of greenery, and yeah, it's just like a little bit more of a nice, modern, like less chaotic India that I've been used to the last couple days. So it's a nice, just kind of relaxing place to just get a coffee and just hang out a bit. So yeah, let's just kind of like walk around this Park Street here, and then yeah, eventually we'll make it over to the tram and see what else there is to do here in Kolkata. So let's explore. It was just nice to like be in nice coffee shops. It's been a while since I've had some good espresso, and I just can't get over that this is India. It does not feel like the India that I've known the last couple weeks here. It's just so much quieter, and then you just have these beautiful, colorful yellow cabs that are just going down these tree-lined streets. So anyways, just turned off Park Street here, and I'm gonna try to find one of the tram lines that goes through Kolkata. So I've just left the old central town here, and the streets have gotten a little bit grungier, a little bit crazier. And then there's the rail system here, but I was looking it up real quick, and the Kolkata tram system was built in like the late 1800s, so it's been around for over 100 years. And there used to be 37 tram lines running all throughout the city, but I've heard that there's only about 6 running now. And I haven't seen any trams going up and down this line yet, so I'm not sure if this is one of the lines that is running, but I'm gonna just kind of follow these tracks for a little bit here along the road, and hopefully we'll find a tram soon. So I was just sitting here waiting for the tram, and then I heard it rumbling down the street, and I was able to like catch up to it and jump on, and I have no idea where I'm going, but I'm just along for the ride, rumbling through the streets here of Kolkata. And I think it'll be a really cool way to sightsee the city here, take a break from the legs, not have to do the walking, and you just like slowly cruise down these streets here. And the tram carts, they're just super old, very vintage looking. And yeah, it'll be a fun way to just cruise around the city. Just rode the tram for about half an hour, and just it was it's so loud. It was really fun just like cruising some of the streets here, and it definitely feels a lot more like India once you leave that kind of like Park Street area. There's a lot more tuk-tuks, a lot more traffic, a lot of people walking around, and so just riding the tram through all of that chaos was a really fun way to see Kolkata. And Kolkata just has like, there's some really nice architecture, but it just feels really grungy everywhere. Like everything just kind of feels old. It feels like you're just like in a really old movie here, with the old taxis and everything. Here comes another tram actually. another tram was just going by, so I wanted to get it because the trams only come by. There's only like one tram on each line, so it takes about half an hour to actually catch the tram. But yeah, it just feels like you're in an old movie here in Kolkata. Everything's just kind of like dirty, grungy. The cars are old, the trams are old, the buses are old. And there's like this really strange color scheme of like blue and yellow. There's a lot of blue and yellow on the buses, the taxis, the trams, and everything. So anyway, so I had no idea where the tram was taking me, but I'm still about a mile from the river here. So I think I'm gonna try to head to the river that runs through Kolkata and just see what the water's like here. But yeah, let's walk through a little bit of this chaos. I wish the tram actually took me to the water because it is a little bit crazy here. But yeah, let's walk and see what we see along the way. So when I first got off the tram there, I was just in this crazy bustling market, and it was more reminiscent of the India I'm used to, just crazy people everywhere, tuk-tuks everywhere, and just a lot of like chaos and noise. But then you just walk a couple blocks and you're just in these like quieter streets here, and there's just like this really regal architecture from the British era. And you have just like these beautiful mansions, and there's like this massive palace, and then right here I'm just next to the High Court here, which just has this beautiful red kind of castle look to it. But it is strange here in Kolkata where you just be walking through some crazy streets, and then you just a couple blocks later you'll find these nice quiet areas. Yeah, so still just walking towards the river here. I should be just like a quarter mile from the river now. Right along the river, there's actually the train tracks, so most of the riverfront is blocked off a little bit, but I did find this place where you can cross the train tracks here and you can go into Millennium Park, which will just be this nice little green area, and hopefully we'll get some nice river views, so let's go in and check it out. So I've just entered Millennium Park and walked around a little bit. It's this really kind of run down kids amusement park. There's a bunch of these like old rides, and it looks like they haven't been used for years. But anyways, you walk through that little amusement park and you get to this nice little pathway that's right along the river here, and it's a really misty, rainy afternoon, so you're just getting a foggy view of the Hooghly River here. But you can see a bunch of these ferry boats, and then way off here, just about a mile away, you can see the Howrah Bridge just through the mist, but it's a very misty view of the bridge. So yeah, let's just enjoy this little walkway along the river here. It's really misty and a little bit rainy this morning, so you're not getting like great views across the river, but it's kind of has this nice like mysterious feel to it. Anyways, there's some like river sightseeing cruises, but the next one isn't until 5, which is about 2 hours from now. So there's actually like ferries that just take you back and forth across the river here. So just to get on the river here, I think I'm going to take a ferry and just see what it's like to be on the Hooghly, and hopefully get a little bit closer to the Howrah Bridge to get some nice views of that. And it's only about 6 rupees, which is like 5-10 cents to do it. So yeah, let's grab a ticket and head across the river. Alright guys, so from New York.
New York from America.
From America.
Yeah, yeah. Very nice
Okay.
today, sir. Meet to you.
Yes, nice
Bye
to meet you.
America.
Bye India.
Bye India.
Okay.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Just about to start a video and that guy wanted to take a video of me, but it happens all the time in India, people wanting selfies and videos. That was actually weird because it wasn't a selfie, he just wanted to video me talking to the camera. So anyways, that was a nice little ferry ride across the river, got some nice views of the water. Again, it's this really like hazy, misty, mysterious kind of day, but the ferry actually ended up taking me right to the base of Howrah Bridge. So we got some really nice views of the bridge as we were approaching the docks here. Now that I'm here, I see a bunch of people like walking across the bridge, so it might be kind of cool to check out the bridge and walk across that and see more of the river here. But yeah, for 6 rupees, that was like an awesome like sightseeing ride along the river. So yeah, let's walk towards the bridge and check that out. So I just realized I'm actually not in Kolkata anymore. I'm in Howrah, which is just on the other side of the Hooghly River here. And so that's why it's called the Howrah Bridge, and it's a cantilever bridge, and it's the 6th longest cantilever bridge in the world. And every day, this bridge carries about 150,000 cars taking people from Howrah to Kolkata every day. So it's a very highly trafficked bridge, and I'm about to walk over it. Just crossing the Howrah Bridge now back to Kolkata, and it was built in the mid-1900s, and it's like a very heavily trafficked bridge that crosses between these 2 cities over the Hooghly River. So and it's a very cool experience. Again, just I love the colors of the cabs here, the blue buses going by, so many people, and then you just have these beautiful views looking off over the Hooghly River. And yeah, it has almost like a crossing the Brooklyn Bridge kind of feel. There's just like all this beautiful geometric trussing up above, and just has a really cool look to it. So yeah, let's keep walking across and go back to Kolkata. Just as you finish crossing the Howrah Bridge, you can look down on this like really colorful flower market. There's just tons of people down there. It has a market feel. There's a road where a lot of people are just walking. There's really colorful flowers, and a lot of people like selling these massive strings of flowers. And it's actually like a really cool view from up here, but I'm gonna head down the stairs and see what the flower market looks like from down there. Made it down to the street of the flower market here, and I have no idea what's going on, but it's so colorful, and it's got a very like chaotic market feel. It's just like a muddy floor, and then there's just a bunch of flowers on massive strings being laid out, and so I don't know if people are buying in bulk, and then there's like big baskets of flowers going by. But if you go a little bit further down the market here, it looks like there's like a lot of different types of flowers, and it seems like this is just the place to get flowers. But it's, yeah, very interesting to just be down here on the ground and just watching what's happening, even though it makes no sense, and very colorful, and lots of different smells here. I mean, there's like a really pretty flower smell, but then there's like a lot of like trash and dirt and stuff as well, and just loud chaos. I love this part of India. This is really fun. So yeah, let's just walk around the market a little bit more, and then we'll head out. So that was really cool, just walking and exploring the flower market. I heard about it, but I didn't know where it was, so I just kind of stumbled upon it at the end of that bridge. So it's right under the Howrah Bridge. So anyways, it's getting pretty dark, so I'm gonna start heading back to the hotel. So that's about it for a day and a half in Kolkata. It just kind of was fun exploring the city, and it was so much different than a lot of the other cities that I've experienced all throughout India. It just has like a different flavor to it, and it still has its like crazy chaotic parts, but there's some really nice parts too, nice cafes, nice restaurants, and then there's just some beautiful like old British architecture. Some of my favorite parts were just doing some of the public transportation here, doing the tram, doing the ferry, and just seeing the city while moving. So one last thing that I wanted to do is just jump in one of these old yellow cabs, and I'll take it back to the hotel. Let's enjoy this cab ride through Kolkata.